Check it. Turn that up. Yo. It's a fight to the finish. Blight and run down when the big bad wolf come to blow your house down. 3 little corporate pigs made investments on the cluster bombs, trading pensions, financing the war machine. Everybody picking sides, some torn between. Foreclosure habits is a moral hazard. Ain't no truth in lending abnormal standards. We on the front line trying to get this mother fixed. This ain't bumper sticker politics. This is organized chaos. 15 million need modified payoffs. A house, apartment, a condo, a tent. It's a home to a family, mortgage or rent. Long story, short sale. We're known as inventory. For sale. Going 3 times sold to the highest bidder. City life's the glimmer of hope in a black cloud of polluted smoke. The winner, every time the movement grows. Going once, going twice, going 3 times sold to the highest bidder. City life's the glimmer of hope in a black cloud of polluted smoke. The winner, every time the movement grows. Bring that. The jig is up. We want action. On the move, on the movement. It's the worst kept rumor. We want action. On the movement. Ha. Now I can rap for the guns, gangs, and narcotics. All my people in the hood hit the hardest, first and worst in an unfair fight. Disperse those jerks for the bust their hype. Get forgiveness on predatory loans. Call the Gazette, the Phoenix Herald, and the Globe. Cut the budget, then change the subject on the housing fraud. A-Bank is a suspect. Espionage, big brothers watching. Ground zero, resistance, Boston. With a pending bill on Beacon Hill, it was a great step when they put the cuffs on a state rep. We call that victory significant. That's how you get involved with your constituents. Born free in the land of the free. 4 more years, commander-in-chief, a legal tender. Hand over fist, billionaire house money, gamble the chips. Fire up the movement and have a tune. Don't believe the big myth that America's broke. You wanna be free. You wanna be free too. Check it. Yo. So you wanna be, yeah? Then we gotta stay vigilant, disciplined, fearless, militant, escape the wrath, lead the path, take action, furious and fast to be. Some went out in a blaze of fire, some locked behind razor wire, activists and philanthropists with Kalashnikovs and banana clips. Got up close and radical, mathematical. One nation, take back the capital. It's a zoo, elephants and donkeys. Shut down K to Wall Street. Today it's me, tomorrow it's you, next week it's someone new. Deja vu. All fair in love and war. Victory is ours, if nothing more for sure. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Don't slow down, don't back down, don't give up. Throw your fists up. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yo. Don't slow down, don't back down, don't give up. Throw your feet up. Nah, there's a price to pay, but it costs nothing to throw your life away. Got the world through kaleidoscopes, a whole lot of colors with pride and hope to be. Wars in Iraq, wars in Afghanistan, wars in Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan. It's like that. Every hood, everywhere. Hands off Medicaid and Medicare. Wage gaps, income equality. Pay back the victims of poverty. We freed ourselves before Lincoln did. Now I don't know what y'all think this is.
Joining me on the couch right now is my man Antonio Twice Thou Ennis from Antonio Ansaldi. And you heard him performing earlier. Those are tracks from his new album, The Bank Attack. We're going to get into a little bit about what he's been doing lately, which is completely a 360 from probably what you think he's been up to. All right? So, E, welcome to the show.
What up, B?
What's happening? What's happening?
I'm all right.
You know, so, you know, you got the new album out, you know, The Bank Attack. And tell the people a little bit about what's behind The Bank Attack and some of the things that you're up to right now.
Well, The Bank Attack came from an organization that I work at now called City Life Vida Urbana. And City Life's been around for 40 years, and they've been fighting against a lot of racial injustices, displacement of families in their homes and stuff like that. So I found my way there because I fell into the whole foreclosure situation, not knowing what it was about, not knowing that these banks out here had as much control as they did. And when I started finding out how the banks were controlling America and how us in communities of color were being targeted by predatory loans and ghetto loans that they called them, I started to get really interested in what was going on. And it was something that I wanted to share with my community. You know, I was already doing community stuff, so this was just another way for me to try to hip the community to what's going on with these banks, man. So I created one song first, The Bank Attack, because what I do over there is I organize canvassing for people to go out and knock on doors and let families know that you're in threat of being in foreclosure or possibly losing your home. So this was just a way for me to use my music to canvas lyrically and musically to people, not just in Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, but to the whole world of all of the people in the nation that are underwater right now with their mortgages.
Okay. And with that, you know, I think sometimes, you know, we're just uninformed. Yeah. So we know that people do listen to hip-hop music, do listen to music. So being an artist and everything like that, was it important for you to be able to merge the two together?
Yeah, it was important because everybody knows me, knows my background in music is from the gangster era. So, you know, it was first of all, you know, to be creative is what I love to do, whether it's fashion, music, any cooking, anything I do, I like to be creative with it. And being able to take where I came from and bring it to where it is now and be able to touch more families from 8 to 80 and not just dudes standing on the corner. You know, you have to grow as an artist. I grew as a man, as a person, as a father, as a son, a brother, a businessman, everything. I grew. So when you do that, you got to grow all across the board. And my daughters love listening to my music now. You know what I mean? I can't let them listen to the music that we used to make because I don't think it's appropriate for them.
Okay.
And so now, you know, my daughters are on the album. Some of them helped me write a couple of the lyrics. You know, they're really into it. So it's a blessing.
No, that's good. That's good. Now, did you find it harder to write about this particular subject matter, or is it equally as difficult, you know, to do either or?
It's never, ever difficult for me to write about anything. I can write about this cup right here. I can write 16 bars about that cup if necessary. So it was a challenge to me to be able, it was a whole new box. When you're rapping about gangster lyrics and themes and concepts, you got this big box of, you know, gangster lyric, wordplay, however you want to. And I feel like I done took those toys and I done played with them and I done rearranged them and I done connected them in all kinds of different ways. And, you know, I grew up out of those toys. I'm a grown man. Like, you can't be talking about some of the stuff, rapping now about what I was doing when I was 20. So to get a whole new box of toys, I was like a kid in a candy store. Right. Whole new vocabulary, whole new wordplay, rhymes that, you know, I never even, you know, sequester and things like that, government and foreclosure. You know, I'm not thinking of those rhymes in the gangster era.
Right.
So it was definitely, it was a challenge, but it was a good challenge because I love challenges.
Well, you know, as a person that's been around for a little bit, man, and knowing you for as long as I've known you, you know, personally, just man to man, you know, it's great to see brothers grow, you know, from one man to another. It's great to see brothers grow, you know, because we all know where people been, you know, when people try to put the two together, where they've been is where they're going to stay, and they're never going to do anything different. So it's always good for me when I see brothers doing things outside of the realm of what would normally be their lane, you know, if you want to call it that. Yeah. You know, so it's good for me to see that. And, you know, not just yourself, but a few other cats that we grew up with as well, you know, definitely. You know, I saw an interview that you did, that the Phoenix did on you too, man, a story a while back, you know, and I know that this really probably wasn't your thing, but, you know, you used to say how people would be out there, you know, protesting and doing all those things, and that really wasn't true. So just fill the people in a little bit on what you had to say about that.
Yeah, well, that, you know, when I was riding around doing my thing, it was all about cash. I never cared what the banks were doing. That wasn't part of my life. I would ride around in my nice car, and I'd see people protesting and all of that, and I always looked at it like, what are they doing? Like, if they got a problem, why don't they just go upstairs to the dude's desk and handle it? That was my mentality. Like, RSO made men, we've had contracts all our career, man, and, you know, not to sound crazy, but whenever we had a problem with a contract, we just terminated the contract on our terms.
Right.
And that just was my mindset. Was it right? Probably not. But that's just the way we functioned, and we got ourselves out of contracts that we didn't want to be in. So when I seen stuff like that, I was like, well, these people need to, step up. But I thought they were crazy. I thought they were fighting for no means, no reason. But when I got involved with city life, I started to realize that protesting as a people, as a movement, is the most powerfulest thing. It goes back to the civil rights and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all of that. Like, those people were organizing against injustices. For us right now to be able to, and we can't drop that baton. Now, I don't want to be one of the dudes that drops that baton. I want to be one of the dudes that came through that and understands what it's about, and I get it, and I'm trying to give back to the community.
Well, you know what, man? I know that we appreciate you, what you're doing. Like I said, you're one of those people that's been around for a long time, respected in the community. So it's my hope that a lot of younger folks will see this and be inspired by your story and actually get into the whole community organizing thing too. So before we go, is there a website? Is there anywhere that people can reach you and find out more information about city life? Yep,
you can go to clvu.org, also thebankattack.org, which is my website that I use to disseminate all this information, and you can also go to antonioansaldi.com.
All right, well, thank you, E, for being with us today, and we're gonna get into